Sioux, also known as the Sioux, live in three tribe divisions: the Dakota Eastern, Lakota Middle, and Lakota Western in the Great Plains. Other plain tribes would stay because of farmland. The Osute Sioux lived in teepees with long wooden poles covered with bison hides. The teepees could be taken down so they can find buffalo pack up fast. Other Sioux tribes in the Great Plains would build beehive-shaped houses made out of grass. The Sioux would find herds of buffalo and hunt them down and find more herds of buffalo. The Sioux would hunt deer, elk, deer, antelope, and bison. The Sioux would eat all the meat off the animals. They would not waste not one bit. And the Sioux would eat fruits and vegetables, dried up jerky that was buffalo meat. Clothing. Men and women would hunt animals to use their skin and use it as clothing. The Sioux men would use buckskin shirts and beach clothes and leggings. Tools, weapons. The Sioux would kill animals and use their bones as weapons. The Sioux would use a bow and arrow to hunt their food. Ceremonies. The Sioux ceremonies were name giving, sweet lodge, healing, making of relatives, vision, seeking marriage, and the sun dance. The men were hunters and warfare. The women Native Americans would be guides, interpreters, scouts, and even medication women and chiefs. The Sioux Native Americans would travel by horses. Known for. The Sioux is known for their skill of riding horses. The Sioux is known for their scenic lifestyle, wandering the Great Plains. Language. The Sioux spoke French, Lakota, English, and Dakota language. Fun facts. I learned that the Sioux was also known as the Okati Siouan. I learned that the Sioux was known for riding horses skillfully. I learned that bears were important to the Sioux.
The Ute tribe by Lucas Simmons. They lived in Colorado, Utah, Nevada, New Mexico, and Arizona. They lived in Canada and the USA. They lived in teepees. The teepees were made out of deer and elk hides. They wore elk and deer hides for clothing and shelter. The boys wore dresses with pants, and the girls wore leggings with buckskin dresses. They ate buffalo, elk, deer, rabbits, corn, beans, seeds, roots, and fruits. They cooked with campfires and sticks. The men hunted for food, and the women gathered roots, pine nuts, seeds, and fruit. The weapons they used were knives, arrowheads, throwing sticks, and baskets. The men used the knives, the arrowheads, and the throwing sticks. The women used the baskets. The end.
My name is Kinsey, and my tribe is the Kickapoo tribe. The Kickapoo tribe has was a wigwam house. The wigwam house was made out of bark and grass. They had to climb up to the top to put up the roof. Food. The Kickapoo tribe ate corn, beans, and squash, and hunted buffalo. A fancy name for corn is maize. They hunted buffalo on the prairies. 3. Clothing. The Kickapoo tribe women wore skirts and long-sleeve blouses. The men wore buckskin clothes, leggings, and moccasins. Tools and weapons. The Kickapoo tribe used stone, wood, shell, bone, antlers, and sinew for weapons. The Kickapoo tribe used skilled bow and arrows for hunting deer and small packs of animals. Jobs. The Kickapoo tribe traveled on foot. There were no horses in the time. They got horses when the colonists brought them over from Europe. The kids' jobs were to play like every ordinary kid, and they had more chores than we do now. The kids also loved to hunt and fish, and they really loved to go camping.
The Navajo tribe by Alfredo Dawson. Location: the southwest lands of the modern-day United States in the Four Corners region of Colorado, Utah, Arizona, and New Mexico. Home. The Southwest region had homes called Bobby Hogan, and they were made of mud, straw, and sometimes animal food. Most of the Southwest region ate 24 different kinds of corn. Other crops including beans, squash, melons, pumpkins, and fruit. Clothing. The men, the women, and children wore deerskin clothes such as skirts, shirts, and leggings. Women also wore blanket dresses, a simple woven garment made similar to a poncho. Tools/weapons. They used bow and arrows, spears, tomahawks, sticks, blow guns, and bow guns. Ceremonies. Navajo healing ceremonies known as singing or chants. Jobs. The men made jewelry while women and children were responsible for waving. Transportation. They also adopted the horse and like other tribes who used animals as means of transportation. Known for. Today, the Navajo are known for their homemade rugs and silversmiths. Language. The Navajos spoke the Dine-Blazine. Facts. Did you know the Navajo language, also known as the Dine-Blazine, is spoken by approximately 75,000 people in the United States?
Hopi tribe. Where did the Hopi people live? The Hopi tribe lived in North America before they lived in Arizona. They lived in South America. What type of language did they speak? Oto-Atanian? What was their language? That was their language. They did not speak any English. What tools did they use to survive? The Hopi people used wooden farm tools and knives. What did the Hopi people eat? How did they get their food? They ate corn, beans, squash, carrots, and peas. They got their food from hunting it and growing it. What kind of men and women and children? What did they wear? Hopi men didn't wear much clothes. The women wore animal fur for dresses. What type of homes did the Hopi people live in? How was it built? The Hopi people lived in adobe houses. The houses were built out of clay and stones.
Hi, I'm Hope, I have the Chinook tribe. The Chinook ate salmon, but they also caught other fish and sea animals. The Chinook women gathered clams, mussels, shellfish, berries, and roots. Men were responsible for hunting werewolf and sermon. Women were responsible for children care and preparing food and clothes. They used canoes for transportation and trade. They used nets to catch fish. The Chinook lived in Washington and Oregon. They lived front of mouth of the Columbia River to the Dalles. Men wore breastclothes and women wore cheddar bark and grass skirts. Their clothing was water resistant to keep them dry. The Chinook people lived in plank houses. They also made houses out of bark and mats.
My name is Jaecques, and this is Cherokee tribe. Transportation. Before the Europeans came with horses, the Cherokee tribe traveled by feet in canoes. They hauled logs in the canoes. Ceremonies. The ceremonies represented crops, war, birth, death, and moon phases. The most famous ceremony was the green corn ceremony. Known for. They were known for warfare. Their leader also created the Cherokee syllabary. Jobs. The women did most of the farming while the men hunted for food. They ate crops such as corn, squash, and beans. The men hunted deer, bear, and turkey. Language. The Cherokee language spoke Iroquois. There are over 7,000 words in the Cherokee language. Clothing. They wore lineage shirts, leggings, and deerskin. They also wore buckskin clothing. Location. The Cherokee tribe lived in the southeast region. They mainly lived by the Mississippi River because of crops. Home. The Cherokee tribe lived in circular homes. Their homes were made out of plaster, river cane, and sticks. Tools and weapons. The Cherokee tribe used long knives. They also had a tomahawk or a hatchet.
Hi, I'm Sammy. My tribe is Mohawk. Location. Mohawk was located in the northern New York along the Canada border. In the only Mohawk community in the U.S. recognized by the federal government. Mohawk lived in a longhouse, and it's made out of poles bark from the forest. Clothing. Women wore wrapped around skirts with shorter leggings sometimes. They wore stockings or clothes. Men wore beach cloth with leggings, sometimes cloaks, and mantles. Mohawk wore nourishing. During the winter, they wore buckskin and fur to protect them from the cold. They planted crops of corn, beans, squash, and harvest wild berries and herbs. Then the men hunted for deer, elk, and fish. And they made cornbread, soup, and stews. Mohawk fishermen used spears and fishing poles. Then the men used their bows and arrows, or fought for the clubs, spears, shed, and other ceremonies. Mohawk had midwinter ceremonies, maple ceremonies, thunder ceremonies, seed planting ceremonies, harvest ceremonies, and more. Most of these ceremonies were taking place in the longhouse. They gave thanks to the natural world and maintained balance with it. Mohawk had a variety of transportation. Some of the methods including horses, canoes, and walking. Jobs. Women focused on farming, raised crops like corn, beans, and squash. Men were responsible for hunting and fishing. The children would assist the men and women depending on their age. Known for. The Mohawk were known for many things, including their hunting, fishing, and trapping. Language. They spoke Ka.
Location. The Native Americans and Shawnee lived in Ohio. They traditionally lived over a large area, which is now the eastern United States. Food. The Shawnee were farming people. Shawnee women planted and harvested corn and squash. Shawnee men hunted in the forest for deer, turkey, and small animals. And they also went fishing in the rivers and lakes.
Clothing. The Shawnee men wore breech clouts and leggings. The Shawnee women wore skirts with leggings. The shirts were not necessary in this tribe. Both men and women wore ponchos in the winter. Tools/weapons. The tools and weapons they used were bow and arrows, tomahawks, spears, and knives. Ceremonies. The ceremonies included the spring bread dance held when the fields were planted and also the green corn dance marking the ripening of crops and the autumn bread dance. Known for. The Shawnee were renowned as fierce warriors, so other tribes would invite them to come and share their lands for protection. Language. The Central Shawnee language is called Algonquin language. Home. The Shawnee didn't live in teepees like most other tribes. They lived in small round dwellings called wigwams. Each Shawnee village also included larger council houses built from wood. Transportation. Since they live near rivers and waterways, the Shawnee tribe primarily used canoes for transportation. Jobs. The women were responsible for work around the house like cooking and raising the children. The men were responsible for work away from home like hunting and raiding.
Crow tribe. Language. The language the Crow tribe used is He-Af-Er-Er-O. That was me saying hello in their language. The woman's job was to plant plants and prepare food. The men's job was to go to work, and the children's job was to hunt. Transportation. The Crow's transportation is horses. Known for. The Crow tribe is known for having some of the largest horse herds on the northern Great Plains. Tools. The tools and weapons they used to hunt, they used knives, arrowheads, and clubs, and to work they used shovels, and for fun they used sleds. Clothing. The clothing the Crow tribe wore, the women's wore dresses made from deer skin or sheep, and they put elk teeth on the dresses, and they put a soft fabric they carved all of their leggings out of, and had short hair. The men wore a shirt, and they had long hair, and wore trimmed leggings, a belt, a robe, and soft shoes. Homes. The Crow tribe used teepees. The teepees were easy to break down. They had the largest teepees. Lived. The Crow tribe lived on the plateau known as Montana and a little bit of Wyoming and South Dakota. Food. The Crow tribe's food is insects, spiders, snails, fish, snakes, eggs, nesting birds, pollinating fruits, nuts, vegetables, buffalo, deer, elk. Fun fact. Crow tribe used buffalo bladders and stomachs to store water. The Crow tribe had a membership of 11,000.
Location. The Apache lived in New Mexico, that is in East Centralia. It's also in Texas and eastern Arizona. They lived in a house called wigwams. Apache would harvest agave for the house. Food. The Apache ate mustards and roasted hearts. They memory oak, wild seeds, and acorns. The Apache wore bison made out of deer fur. They also wore cantaloupe skin. The man and woman put that together and made clothes. Ceremonies. Most ceremonies were for puberty rite ceremonies, also for transition to individual from one stage to another. Tools and weapons. The Apache used swords and stones, axes. They used bow knives. They made wooden mallets. The chief men were the strongest, so they were able to be a leader. Women would craft weaves and baskets. Transportation. They used horses for transportation, and they rode rode horses to get places. They usually ride to about 17 miles, and the horses don't get tired. Known for. They were known for riding horses and being a nomadic group, and for being able to hunt buffalo. Language. They spoke a human language. A human language is a Western language. They also spoke sign language.
Tribe by Jaecques. What they lived in. The Blackfeet tribe lived in teepees. The teepees were made out of wood and buffalo skin tied to the wood. Food. The food was they mostly ate buffalo, elk, and alpaca. The women farmed crops and fruit and squash. Fun facts. There were over 1,000 Native American tribes in the U.S. They loved to decorate their stuff like teepees and clothes. What they lived in. The Blackfeet tribe was a part of the Great Plains. The Blackfeet tribe lived near Rocky Mountains. Weapons. The Blackfeet tribe used bows and arrows, spears, and clubs. The arrows were made out of petrified wood because it was really common in the Great Plains. Jobs. The women's jobs were cleaning and processing the meat. The men's jobs were hunting and bringing the meat back. The end.
The Cheyenne Tribe by Macy Chester. Location. The Cheyenne tribe lived in northern Montana and southern Oklahoma. They lived by the Cimarron and Washita rivers. Tools and weapons. The Cheyenne tribe used bows and arrows, stoneball clubs, jawbone clubs, hatchets, axes, spears, lances.
Can I have all the Baker children please come to the elementary office?
They made all their tools by hand. Food. The Cheyenne tribe ate corn, beans, squash, rabbits, deer, and most importantly, buffalo. They mainly ate buffalo. Housing. The Cheyenne tribe lived in teepees. The teepees were made out of buffalo hides and wooden poles. Clothing. During the warmer months, the Cheyenne wore clothing from deerskin. The men wore breechcloths. The women wore long dresses. During the winter, all men and women wore robes from buffalo hides. Transportation. The Cheyenne tribe used canoes and horses to travel. They made their canoes light enough for the men to carry on their back. Known for. The Cheyenne tribe was known for being nomadic. They are also known for being one of the largest tribes in our country. Jobs. The Cheyenne tribe had the men do all the hunting. The women did all the other jobs such as farming, gathering wild rice, and making pottery. Ceremonies. The Cheyenne tribe ceremonies were the animal dance, arrow renewal, and the sun dance. Language. The Cheyenne tribe spoke their own unique language. Their alphabet only has 14 letters.
Hi, my name is Wyatt Duncan. I will be doing the Shoshone tribe. The Great Basin is where they have resided for centuries. The Great Basin was in California, Nevada, much of Wyoming, Idaho, Utah, Idaho, Oregon, and Wyoming. Teepees, home. Teepees, they were made of buckskin. Right there, I don't know what a buckskin is. Wild root, vegetables, yeah. Seeds, nuts, wild fruit. Rabbits, sage grass. Clothing. The men and women wore breechcloth. Let's see, breechcloth. Aha, here's one that has all of it. That breechcloth made from animals, hunting, and friends fiber. They wore leggings. They wore hunted rabbits that use headbands that that use quilt work and beading. The fiber and beading shown active. The men tools and weapons. The men use bow and arrows for hunting. The women use gathering sticks for gathering. Jobs. The Shoshone men were hunters. The Shoshone women were gatherers. Yeah, but the rabbits are like back behind this tree. But I can't show you it because that's glue. This is not. Either the Shoshone people. I would say that's the king.
Thank you, Wyatt.
Hi, I'm Sterling, and I'm going to tell you about the Chickasaw tribe, like what they did, what they are famous for, and so much more. Known for. Chickasaw are known for being great hunters and warriors. Chickasaw had its own language called the Chickasaw language, and it was their primary language for hundreds of years. And Chickasaw is also a Muskogean language. Tools and weapons. The Chickasaw would use lots of weapons that includes bow and arrow, knives, clubs, axes, maces, and blowguns. Europeans later introduced them to Chickasaw muskets and rifles. They made dwabs and wattles. The Chickasaw also made chickees as homes to live in. Today, the Chickasaw live in south central Oklahoma. The Chickasaw ate corn, beans, and squash. They also hunted deer and fished in lakes and rivers. They are able to do this because they are farm and hunt. Clothing. I can't. Clothing was made by the women. Men wore the animal skins and hides to make deerskin. Breechcloth and shirts for the men. The women would wear skirts and dresses. Ceremonies. Stomp dancing is an important part of the Chickasaw culture. Its origins comes from the green corn ceremony. Men would sing stomp dance songs. Jobs. Men did the hunting, fishing, house building, boat building, tool making, and war making. Women did the agriculture, food gathering, and finally keeping the household nice and clean. Transportation. The people of the Chickasaw tribe used dugout canoes for water transportation, but for the land, dogs were used as a back. Fun facts. Number 1. The Chickasaw possessed a highly developed ruling system, fully complete with laws and religion. Number 2. Chickasaw would play a traditional game called stickball, which is also known as Little Brother of War. 3.
Ms. Petty, could you call the main office?
Some popular Chickasaw surnames include Arlington, Hobart, Labor, Kempt, and Nantahoyo. 4. The Chickasaw is considered to be one of the 5 civilized tribes of Cherokee, Choctaw, Creek, and Seminole. Any questions?
The Huron Tribe by Parker Hackworth. The Huron tribe was located in Wisconsin. The houses they lived in were dome shelters called wigwams. The food Huron ate was deer and buffalo. The food they harvested was beans and corn. The clothes the Huron tribe wore were deerskin shirts and breechcloth, leggings, skirts, and moccasins. Weapons that men used were bows and arrows, spears, war clubs, knives, and axes. The Huron tribe was known for its involvement in fur trading. The Huron tribe's language was the Waidat language. Did you know that the Huron tribe lived in longhouses? Big long houses that could pretty much fit a whole tribe. The tribe stayed in their village for a couple of years until they left. Okay, so what we have here, we have a little fishing rod, we have white-tailed deer, buffalo, we have the longhouses, Wisconsin, the wigwam, a spear, the fur from the fur involvement, we have feathers, we got the corn and the beans and the river that they lived by, and yes, that's pretty much all I have. I'm done.
Tribe is Zuni by Aaliyah. Location: the Zuni tribe was found in New Mexico, eastern Arizona. Houses: adobe houses, long houses, teepees, entire connected by ladders and sacred mountains. Food: corn, squash, beans, sunflower, fish, deer, antelope, and other animals. Clothing: brief cloths or short kilts because it never gets cold in Zuni. Weapons: spears, bows, arrows, hoes, rakes, spindles, slooms, pumps, and drills. Ceremonies: the winter dance. It's a dance for the harvest. Jobs: the men searched for food, the women prepared the food, the kids played with each other, helped, and went to school. Transportation: they traveled by foot and canoe. This is a canoe. Fun facts: they were known for silver and turquoise jewelry, baskets, beadwork, and animal fetishes, and pottery. The children that were born got a lot of special treatment because they were little, and many tribes don't get special treatment. Did you know that 1,000 Zunis left the other Zunis behind?
Creek Tribe by Ethel and Lucas. Location: the Creek tribe lived in Alabama, Georgia, Florida, and South Carolina. Most of the Creek lived in Alabama and Georgia. Today they live in Okmulgee, Oklahoma. Home. Today the Creek live in modern homes and apartment buildings. They lived in attached houses. tribe was known for the Creek Civil War, their use of mounders and burials, and facts that they had a strong connection. They called themselves the Muscogee language. They spoke Muscogee.
Jalen and I have the Spokane tribe, and their location is the Spokane location lived in northeastern Washington and northern Idaho. They lived here for thousands of years. They would sometimes hunt fish and gather food in Idaho and Montana. What they are known for, they live in protected land. Housing, they live in teepees made out of animal skin. The woman made clothes. The men went hunting for food. Tools they use. They use bowls, spears, axe, and food. They eat deer, eel, elk, salmon, shellfish, and other small animals. Travel. They travel by foot or canoe. Language, Spokane. And thank you for watching.
Hi, my name is Jackson McDonald, and I have the Haida tribe. The Haida tribe ate fish, shellfish, and little water critters. They ate sea lions. They grew the Three Sisters, which is a combination of beans, corn, and squash. The Haida tribe was known for their art/architecture, but they were also known for their amazing woodworking skills. The Haida tribe spoke a language called Gwai, or they spoke English. The Haida tribe used tools and were mostly just a bow and arrow to spear the food, but they also used a bow made out of cedar wood. The Haida tribe wore skirts and capes made out of cedar bark and sheep's wool woven together. Men wore long capes made of the same material as the women's clothes. The Haida tribe lived on the coast of California. They may have also lived in Alaska. The tribe lived in houses called longhouses. They fit up to 20 to 30 people, and the longhouses were made out of cedar. Cedar smells very good. It repels bugs and is also a naturally rot resistant. I found it interesting that the Haida tribe used one type of wood, and that wood is cedar.
Hi, my name is Katie Richardson, and I'm doing the Powhatan tribe. The Powhatan tribe lived in Tidewater, Virginia. The Powhatan tribe lived in houses called Jaecques. The Jaecques tribe house is made out of long bent saplings, poles that are covered with either woven feed mats or bark. They eat deer, nuts, berries, corn, bears, squash, and pumpkins. The Powhatan tribe wear deerskin. The Powhatan tribe used tomahawks, wooden war clubs, a shield, a bow and arrows. The Powhatan tribe would do a ritual but metaphorical sacrifice called husk and all, in which the boys became men. The men hunted fish and made tools. The women farmed, gathered firewood, made clothing, and prepared meals. The children helped their parents.
Hi, I'm working on a project. The project is the Iroquois tribe by David. Location, in the woodlands. The woodlands are currently covered in an area of about 24 square miles. The woodlands population is 90,000. Home. The woodlands lived in wigwams or wickups. The frame was made of willow and sapling. The frame was also covered in woven cattle, mats, or bark. A fire pit was located in the middle and the bedding on the floor, or on raised bed frames made of sticks. Food. The Iroquois went hunting, fishing, and gathering wild crops. Iroquois people ate bear, raccoons, squirrels, beavers, moose, seal, caribou, whale, corn, beans, and squash. Weapons. Spears and atlatl. Then a new weapon came along. It was called the bow and arrow. They had different uses for weapons. They were called striking weapons, cutting weapons, piercing weapons, defensive weapons, and symbolic weapons. Job. The men's job was to hunt, fish, warfare, and trading. The women's jobs are farming, gathering food, raising children, managing household affairs, and holding significant power and selecting leaders within the tribe due to their material system. Clothing. They wore robes, breech clothes, leggings, and skirts. They had slipper-like shoes made out of animal hide. Ceremonies. They celebrated many aspects of life, including seasonal farming and the Great Spirit. Known for. The Iroquois were known for the longhouse. Each longhouse was home to many members of the Haudenosaunee family. Language. The Iroquois language was Mohawk, Onondaga, Cayuga, and Seneca. A majority of the Iroquois language family is comprised of endangered or highly endangered languages with low rates of fluency. Transportation. The Iroquois people were strong walkers. The Iroquois transportation was a dugout or a canoe. In the winter, Iroquois transported by dogs, sleds, or snowshoes. Thanks for watching.
Hello, my name is Zara. Today I will be talking about the Mojave tribe. Home. The Mojave lived in deserts and plains, so homes they built were clade homes. If they were connected, they were either neighbors or family. Thatched huts. This was mainly if they wanted to go fishing or to raise them from flooding. They are made out of straw, reeds, and many more. Location. The Mojave are centered to believe
of that supreme leader and their own dreams. They sing songs that come out of their personal dreams or vision, and sometimes they sing 100 or more songs. Leaders, medicine people, and warriors were chosen based on their dreams they had. Festival chiefs were responsible for feast ceremonies. They also performed funerals. The Mojave were famous for the painting and pottery they made. The women wore skirts made out of willow bark, and the men wore rabbit skin cloaks, and at night, loin clothes were barefoot and sometimes wore sandals, so they also wore jewelry too. They also wore jewelry from shells and beadwork. Tools and weapons. The tools they used were spears, bows, arrows, and clubs, axes and swords, and knives. To decorate them, if use beadwork, looming animal skins. They were great at fishing, hunted animals, and picked plants. They had food such as fish, such as eels, salmon, and crabs. They used nets, fishing spears, and traps. Wood, wild turkeys, rabbits, and played a small game. A lot of corn, squash, and beans, mostly baked beans. Their plants were berries, herbs, and fruit.
Hello, my name is Olivia, and I'm going to be talking about the Chippewa tribe. They were located in Michigan, Wisconsin, Minnesota, North Dakota, and Ontario. Their homes were dome-shaped wigwams and used woven mats and birch bark to secure them. Wild rice and maple sugar was only their food. Chippewa women wore long dresses with removable sleeves. Chippewa men wore breechcloths and leggings. Chippewa children wore moccasins and on their feet and cloaks or ponchos in bad weather. Birch bark canoes secured birch bark scrolls. Use of cowrie shells for trading. Cultivation of wild rice, and use of copper arrow points. Their jobs were hunters and fishermen. They used canoes they only used canoes. And I've made a project. And I could only get so far. And I decided I was going to make one of their homes a teepee, and one of their men and a rock for some of the wildlife, because rock.
Hello, my name is Roman Torres, and I'm learning about the Pawnee tribe. Location. Most Pawnee Indians lived in settled villages of round earthen lodges. Pawnee lodges were made of wooden frames covered with packed earth. Home. They lived in large dome-shaped earth-covered lodges. Their houses were located in villages. Food. They ate milkweed pods and sunflower seeds. The other foods they ate were wild nuts and berries. Clothing. Pawnee women wore deerskin. Pawnee men wore breech clothes. Tools and weapons. They used bows and arrows. They also used spears, hatchets, and axes. Ceremonies. Spring awakening ceremony, also known as the morning star ritual. Job. The Pawnees were farming people. They raised crops of corn, beans, and squash. Transportation. They traveled by using their feet and with dogs to carry stuff. They also made boats. Known for. Pawnees take much pride in their ancestral heritage. They are noted in history for their tribal region, rich in myths, symbolism, and elaborate rites. Language. They speak Caddo language, traditionally spoken by Pawnee Native Americans. Facts. The Pawnee tribe had a well-organized socially with many tribes and organized culture and religion. The Pawnee tribe had many enemies among other Native American tribes and fought many wars.
Hi, I am Nicholas, and my tribe is the Wampanoag tribe. Language. The Wampanoag, they were the first people of note. Food. They ate deer, moose, beaver, rabbits, skunk, and raccoon. Clothing. The women would wear long dresses, and the men, boys, and girls wore breechcloth. Tools and weapons. They used bows and arrows and heavy wooden clubs. Jobs. The women grew corn and beans, and men hunted for food. Transportation. They mainly traveled on foot, but they made canoes out of wood.
housing. It is called weeting, and they built it out of saplings and young trees to build the house. And this is my project. I have a little campfire with some trees and a house.